One Piece chapter 1109. Here we are, guys. One Piece chapter 1109, Child Termination, was insane. It was insane. I can't hold you. I can't hold you. There was so much jumping around in this chapter. It's almost hard to know where to begin. Let's get to chapter 1109's cover story. Looks like we're getting a new. I don't know if this is gonna be a long boy, just like the Vegapunk and the Mads backstory from before. But it starts with a submerged Onigashima. I don't know where Oda is going with this. I don't know what information he's about to tell us in Wano. I don't know what type of cooking is about to occur. But Oda-san, Oda Sensei, I don't know what you about to have Vegapunk tell the world, and I don't know what you about to tell us with this cover story, but this ain't about to be no layup. We are about to have an information overload. And must I say, after the events of this chapter, it's kind of hilarious to see that the One Piece world is now about to have to sit through a One Piece backstory. And you got 10 minutes to get ready for it. So that's the cover story. I'm looking forward to seeing what Oda does there. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be chill whatsoever. It's definitely going to be something that's going to probably need to get animated. Just like the Van Auger and Kuzan versus Cracker fight got animated, which, thank God. Thank God. Seeing the anime cover stories is something special. So we get into the chapter. We talk about the message to the world. And basically, we spending a whole bunch of panels and seeing Vegapunk talk to Shaka and talking to Pythagoras, I believe, where he's trying to be like, okay, Shaka's like, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you want to, try to relay this message? Like, this seems kind of wild, right? Like, they gonna terminate this shit immediately. He's like, this is what we'll do. We'll start an initial message. We'll give people about 10 minutes. Like, he's pre-recording. He's recording all of this so people can see it, right? So he's like, we'll give everybody 10 minutes once we send out this signal for when I die or when I get murked. And instead of an hour, which is wicked because the government would have definitely found a way to do it, they sent a signal to every transponder snail, 10 minutes, and Vegapunk is going to tell something to the world. We still don't know what exactly. And Big News Morgan in this chapter is big brain where he realized, like, no, this is pre-recorded. This is not live. So the 10 minutes is basically so that people can also have time to get a video transponder snail so that they can see Vegapunk as well. Not sure what he's going to show on the screen, but a big One Piece lore drop is about to happen to the world itself. So you basically seeing all the Navy Marines freaking out, right? No, we got to block this broadcast. We can't. Hilariously, we do see our boy Luffy just casual. Looks like low diff. It seems like this may be a talking point for some people, but Luffy's more trying to keep back right now Kizaru and Saturn and not necessarily trying to beat them. And I'm not sure if that's because Luffy can't, or more so he's just trying to make sure his friends are safe and get away. So it is funny to see Luffy kind of go light work, no reaction, stiff arm Saturn, and still just got Borsellino in his grip like it's nothing. That's a hilarious scene in itself. So I want to make note of that. Weakling trio is together here. We're still not seeing Zoro and Lucci and everybody. Brook. They're not in this chapter. Not everybody, but those are the people I'm just noting. We see Dory and Broggy. Oh, the Giants basically easily handling the Marines. It's a layup for them. Sanji's also freaking out because Sanji's like, Vegapunk, is that your voice through all the transponder snails right now? Because you're here. It's clipped. We might as well say our goodbyes to Vegapunk. Now, it's hard for me to feel completely sad and depressed by the moments right now happening to Vegapunk, because it is sad. Not saying it's not. It's sad. There's just so much going on. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on right now. And I don't have the time to mourn homeboy I just met in this arc's death right now. I think this is a for real one. I think this is for realsies. But maybe when the arc is over and we get a little reprieve and we can sit back and look back on the crazy, wacky events and adventure we had here on Egghead, maybe then I'll drop a tear or two. But I think my moments for crying about Vegapunk's death might have passed. I'm not saying it's not sad. It's just saying I'm currently emotionally unavailable. Just saying. We cut to the land of Marijois as well during the signal. There's just a lot of jumping around, right? This chapter is just a recap of what's going on around the world, in a way. Marijois, we see that Saturn is talking to them from there. They're like, yo, what's going on here, bro? Like, he should be dead. And then he lets them know. He's like, no. I saw Kizaru body him, so he should be out of here. So he's like, oh, he must have set up like a dead man switch. Like, he must have set something up so that when he dies, this message is going to go out. So the Gorosei is already tight about this as well. They see what's happening. They know exactly where it's coming from. They're like, all right, it might be at the Labostratum on Egghead. And honestly, let's just keep it a buck. Let's not act like we don't know how this chapter ends. The fact that they talked about the possible location of where the signal is coming from and they know exactly where it is makes it even more savage that they said, fine, I'll do it myself. All right, Thanos is taking things into their own hand. We've watched the government and the girls say be completely incompetent this whole series, honestly. So watching them finally be like, all right, this is getting ridiculous. We're going down there ourselves. You're gonna make me come downstairs? I'm gonna go downstairs. So we'll get to that detail later. But yeah, you got the girls say, we see still everybody scrambling for the 10 minutes in regards to set up a video transponder snail. We cut to Dressrosa. We get to see Rebecca and Leo. We see them on the island. Kiros looking at the screen, seeing Vegapunk kind of set up before he tells the story. We cut to Fuchsia Village, which is kind of, you know, a little sad that it seems like that they don't have a video transponder snail because they don't got the bread like that from the Celestial Dragon taxes. So he's like, yo, we wants to get the setup for him. So I'm not sure if they're gonna have a video transponder snail because they're also like, we're tired of them bad mouthing our boy Luffy. So they in the Luffy hive too. So they're not gonna see it. We cut to Water 7. You know, Water 7 had to floss out for the super. Had to floss out for the super. We see Iceberg here telling everybody like, all right, it's the middle of the night. Let's set up the video transponder snails. We see Iceberg's new assistant Alish. So that's happening there. Big News Morgan, big brain, like I said before. We cut there. World Economic Journal. He's talking to Vivi. They're like, yo, what's going on here? Wapol is also here too. So let's also take note. They're like, yeah, that Buster Call should have been murked that island. This is definitely pre-recorded. You can even see the date on the clock. So big news. All about the details. Always. All about the details. All about the details. Cut to the West Blue, North Blue, South Blue. You just see everybody. You see everybody. They're like, yo, this is the man who lived the world. They're like, if it's Vegapunk, this must be the most important thing ever. He must have the craziest invention to tell us about. Oh, no, guys. It's lore. It's lore. And also, we cut to the Kamabaka Queendom. We see Sabo and all them, and Ivankov, and Koala, and Bello Betty. Whole squad. They like, oh, is that Vegapunk? Sabo looking cool as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. Sabo look like he's standing on business. But they're like, yo, he's quite the man to do this in the middle of a crisis. Ain't shit going down over there? They're like, what is Vegapunk up to now? They don't know. They're freaking out, though. Dragon, do something, please. Dragon, if I see one more panel of Dragon doing mad nothing, I think I'll be dead later. Like, you remembering that? That's all you, yo, how does everybody else in this Revolutionary Army do more things than Dragon? It is chapter 1109. Do something, my guy, please. I'm not saying so. I'm not lowering your stocks, right? I'm not saying get rid of your Dragon stocks, and I'm not saying buy low. Like I love Agenda Piece. It's hilarious. I'm all about the stock market. Do something, my guy. Do something, please. Anything. Walk a little bit more. I don't know. You need some steps. Your boy needs some steps. So Dragon's in this chapter doing nothing. So before we cut back to the part of this chapter where we get to Egghead, let me read a couple of the comments real quick. Let's see. Taco, right after Caribou was hoping to tell Blackbeard about Pluton. I don't believe Vegapunk is going to give information like that, but if you're referencing right now the cover story part of it, that, you know, Caribou was going to tell Blackbeard about all those ancient weapons, it's interesting that that is being shown to us like a submerged Onigashima when we know that the ancient weapon in Wano is also technically submerged. So whatever Oda is cooking here, who knows? It's probably going to lead to a lot more consequences when Blackbeard connects with Caribou, if Caribou does connect with Blackbeard, which is most likely going to happen, if we're being honest. And you also said rural broadband is slow in the country. It's slow out there. It's slow out there in Fuchsia Village. They don't got it. They don't got 4G or 5G or 3G. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. So we cut back to Egghead, right? Luffy handling Kizaru and your boy Saturn, right? He hits them with the gum booming dawn symbol. He says straight up, like, it looks like my punches don't damage you. He knows. He's like, all right, it looks like I can't take y'all out. Something's not working here. So I don't know if you're doing any Conqueror's Haki infusion. I don't know if you're properly infusing your Haki right now, not Luffy. But now I can't. I'm not a Haki studier. I can't put myself through the mental strain of trying to wrap my head around when Haki is being used and not being used and why it's not being used. I'm just here for the ride. I don't have the intelligence. I save that for the way smarter and bigger and better One Piece YouTubers. But Luffy hitting them with the monkey symbol, the booming dawn symbol, flatten them. This move looks honestly scary for a second, right? You would think that this dude splattered them into just blood and they gone, like they a roach, like they a fly. All the shit Saturn was talking, calling everybody insects, it looks like Luffy swatted him like an insect. But instead, he made a little pizza pie. He made a little spicier meatball, you know what I mean? A little gabagool and all that. Like he that's not what he did. But anyway, he flattened them. He got them looking like pizzas. My son Luffy it looks like he sticks his finger in Saturn's mouth. And he's like, all right, it's pizza time. Like, come on. Bro think he Michelangelo? He think he Donatello? He think he Raphael? He think he Leo? Even though Leo was in this chapter. Anyway, he symboled them flat. Starts turning them around and hits the Destructo Disc. Bro think he Krillin, Frieza, Cell, sent them flying. Destructo Disc. Send them flying. Kizaru hated here. Borsalino want to retire because bro landed on a ship off the island and was like, yo, this shit is crazy, my guy. He's like, this shit is crazy. I didn't come here for this shit. I'm getting my ass kicked by a giant white little crackhead. What is going on? This thing turned me into a pizza.
Who would have thought? Not me.
He got turned into a pizza. Borsalino hates it here.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad.
I'm sure. I'm 100% sure. I would hate it here. I'm calling out. You need PTO. Give my son a sick day, a mental health day, anything. Anything. Help that boy. But Saturn somehow stops the attack. He thinks he's a Beyblade. Let it rip. He circled back around. Saturn must got the bit beast. He must got the bit beast because he turned back around, going back towards Luffy. Luffy had to hit the dodge, looking like a flaming wheel. He looked like the flaming wheel Oni from Wano. He's like, damn, what is gonna take to keep him down? Luffy's over here like, what is this dude's deal? Hit the bug eye freaking out like, what? Nani? Dodge. Sweet. Let me read Taco's comment real quick before I continue on my little tangent. Kizaru's apology letter just got longer. It just got longer. Sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game. Anyway, Saturn's basically coming back looking like a flame wheel Oni. Luffy hits the dodge. We see that the Elbaf, the giant pirates, are to their ship. Looks like they got Bonnie and Frankie and them there. So it looks like there is some loading up happening. Saturn says, I shall perform the summoning. At first, I don't really know what that means. At first. I'm like, perform the summoning. Okay, what are you gonna do? Like, you gonna summon some spiders? This is gonna be like Final Fantasy? We're gonna have to fight some grunts? I was horribly mistaken. Cause then we see some black lightning coming down. And I'm just like, oh, maybe bro is making like the Buster Call way more serious. Cause I was taking the Buster Call for play. There's something in my eye, so don't judge me. And then I'm realizing, like, wait, a summoning. And you see Luffy freaking out. We see Sanji turning around with Vegapunk in his hands. And honestly, shout out to Sanji for just being an intelligent person, right? Without any other character who's like properly able, like there's not a lot of Straw Hats that really properly encapsulates and understands exactly what's happening in all situations. So Sanji being here to say this line and fully make it click in my head, being like, the hell? It's just like when that Spider Geezer appeared. On the panel itself, I see 3 bolts of lightning, but I can only assume that there's 4. There's one hidden behind this one that's at the front of the panel, and we about to have all 5 girls right here. I don't know what Oda is cooking. I don't see how all the girls say is about to get whooped right now. That I don't see it going like that. But it does mean that we are going to have to run. Like, we're going to have to for real run Z's, because Luffy having fun with one girl say and sent Kizaru packing like it was nothing. But 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5?
Anything you say, 5.
We don't got this, y'all. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
全員逃げることだけ考えろ。今の俺たちはこいつらには勝てねえ。
Unless Shanks is gonna actually show up, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Which, I'm still standing on business. I still don't think we're going to Elbaf. Standing on it. This chapter was crazy. It is sad that there will be a break next week, but it really is just a lot of jumping around, a lot of seeing the world prepare to get this information. So it's an okay chapter. It is crazy to see what Luffy does to Borsalino and Saturn in regards to this fight and how he treats them with the Booming Dawn symbol and the Destructo Disc. You know, those are some quality things. Very, very short parts of the chapter, but it is good to see Luffy putting in some work. But it's also kind of scary to hear him straight up be like, I can't necessarily beat you out of fight. I can't seem like I can punch you out of death, so I just gotta do a bunch of other dumb shit. So sending Borsalino packing, him having to retire is hilarious to see. Seeing everybody gear up for this is also hilarious to see. Dragon, do something, please. So if I'm gonna give this chapter a rating in regards, this is the thing about these One Piece chapters, bro. They be aight. Right? They be aight. And then we get to the end, and it's like, hold up. Stop making me give you a higher rating for these chapters just because of how you end the chapter. And got me being like, I need it. I need it. Got me looking like a little crackhead, bro. But to be fair, besides this hype at the end, if I'm giving everything what it is, I'll probably give this chapter a 7 out of 10. In my honest opinion, we didn't really get much progress into what's going to be happening. I don't think we should have spent the whole chapter seeing the world prepare for Vegapunk's message. But the message could be so big that we did need it. So those are my thoughts on chapter 1109. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Get them to join your stream. Hit me with a like, leave a comment, all of that. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell, obviously. This portion of the video will obviously be its own video. As you guys see, I'm doing something different here where I'm going to make a review segment, which I'm doing right now, which you guys get to see live before it comes out officially. The live videos will then get turned into members only content, and the review will always stay up on the channel. This is just to avoid a lot of copyright stuff and things like that. Makes things a lot more safer for me, so my channel doesn't get removed. So if you guys do have some issues, totally understand. But you know, I gotta protect myself in the channel. I put in a lot of work on this channel. It ain't a big channel, but I put in a lot of work, and I can't be trying to lose my shit. It's going down in the manga community right now, and I don't need no more strikes. I got one right now. I don't need no more. So subscribe, all of that, and on that note, y'all, enjoy your life.
I'm feeling great and feel the vibe. I'm really grateful we alive. And I'm feeling great cause lately I've been on the way to something great. And I feel alive cause I create like every day and I'm on